myself for 5 minutes of questioning. Ms. McLeod, your report is quite troubling, and so I'd like to get to the root causes of this on staffing. Are you saying that that the Coast Guard has a number of authorized positions, right? I mean, this is the number of people you should have, and that are we short on the authorized positions, or do we need more authorized positions, or both? I mean, what is your estimate of what we need in order to get the Coast Guard up to its strength, the strength that is needed in order to carry out its mission? More authorized positions, or we just need to fill the ones that we have?
At the time of our review, the Coast Guard was short of its authorized positions. Since then, in Force Design 2028, the Coast Guard has plans to increase authorized positions, which we envision would have they would have the same challenges in recruiting and retention with even more positions to fill.
Are they short right now of recruiting up to their authorized positions?
At the time of our review, yes.
Do you know that's still the case?
The Coast Guard reported its highest recruiting numbers last year, and that it's on track to meet its targets.
Which means filling every authorized position?
Correct.
Okay, so now if we have the number of people that we need, the problem then becomes to the assets that they need in order to carry out their mission, which are the ships and the aircraft of the Coast Guard, correct? Right, and so you're talking about ships and aircraft. Is it due to age? Is it due to the ships and the construction of them themselves? Is it due to the fact that we don't have enough maintenance personnel? What is causing the deficiency in the readiness of these assets?
Our work has shown more recently the maintenance challenges facing these older cutters and aircraft are increasing.
Because we don't have enough people, or it's just a matter they're old and they're just breaking down more often?
The age of the cutters, some of the parts are unavailable, obsolete parts, and things like that.
And you're saying that the plan to replace these assets is way behind schedule and billions of dollars over?
Yes.
Okay, that calls for another hearing, I guess. All right, so Admiral, I got a couple of minutes left. What percentage of the sanctioned oil vessels that are out there, what percentage of them do you think that you actually, interdict?
Chairman, good morning. A very small percentage, frankly. We estimate that there's probably about 600 or 800 sanctioned dark fleet vessels in and about between Iran and Venezuela, China, and Russia. We've interdicted about 7, 8 over the last 2 months. And some other countries are starting to chip in. I think over in the Mediterranean, we've seen the British and the French do some things, but it's a very small percentage. They operate out of the rule of law and on a consistent basis. 600
to 800 of these ghost ships?
That's what we estimate operating around the world.
Wow, okay. And what makes it so difficult to spot, interdict, et cetera? Just assets, or can you spot them, or they go completely off the radar? Okay,
it's a combination of things, Chairman. They obfuscate their position a lot of times. All of our large commercial foreign vessels are required to use an automatic identification system. Many of these vessels have the means to easily have 2 or 3 sets of AIS aboard and kind of project their position somewhere else. They use false documents, they use false ownership, they claim the numbers of vessels that have already been destroyed and taken apart in other places so that they look like they're another vessel. And so even when we can track them, though, they're very hard to interdict. For instance, some of these vessels that we've seen in Venezuela, if they're coming from the Middle East or the Far East, they'll go around the southern tip of Africa and go right into Venezuela. So without the right assets and the reasoning to board them on the high seas, it's very hard to get aboard. And I think you've seen us do a lot of counter-drug interdictions on smaller vessels and even dhows over in the Middle East. Some of the vessels we're going on right now are 1,100 feet long, very large crude carriers, very hard to interdict at sea without some support from the Department of War or other assets.
Fair enough. Thank you. I yield now. I recognize Mr.